I'm going to literally bitch. I moved my arm down by my thigh, and my Apple Watch did this.
That's what you get for wearing an Apple Watch.
Um, what?
That's what happens. Shouldn't wear an Apple Watch.
It's never happened to me ever, ever. And I've been
Did
wearing
you ever read the disclaimer in the
what?
Apple Watch? It says it'll rip them.
It does?
It does.
Yeah.
You
Well,
don't read it?
no, you do,
Jeez. No.
dude. These were hard. These are not replaceable pantyhose too.
I don't know why you're wearing a watch.
For time to tell time.
That's what a computer's for. You're sitting in front of a computer right now. Also, half your head's chopped off. You're
This
killing it today.
this is the banter that people were talking about, right? The positive banter. You want to just try that again, where you're just a little more sympathetic to the fact that I fucked up a pair of unfucking replaceable tights with my goddamn
How
watch?
are they? How are they irreplaceable?
They're not made anymore. Like these are like a pair of pantyhose that like actually have an actual like cool like waistband. I got my shirt over. See,
Hmm.
they're not made anymore, and now that's there. So can't even show off my legs because it's so terrible. Oh, it's
You look like a two-bit hooker now.
I
It's too
do. And
bad.
I'm trying to figure out I mean, because it was a vicious rip. Like it was just like I heard it go like, and I'm like, what the? I mean, it took out 2 layers.
It sucks, man. But next time, don't wear a watch.
That does not make any sense, but I'm gonna go with it just for argument's sake.
Hey,
That
I'm sure some of the viewers would agree when you're wearing them. You don't want to wear anything that'll catch on them,
well, I'm
especially the way you're sitting. Look at the way you're sitting.
what like a lady?
You're asking for it. You're asking for some damage to happen on those. You got to be careful.
Well, speaking
It
of,
wouldn't happen if you're wearing Sheertex. Woo, let's go. Can of worms.
um,
Open.
I think I have. No, I think I threw them out. I think I literally threw out my Sheertex. I did not like the way they felt. I didn't. But we're not here to talk negatively about Sheertex. Oh no, we're here to talk negatively about a whole bunch of things. Well, actually, just a few things. Um, I don't know if the audience is aware of this. Oh, by the way, patrons, just so we know, I have spoke with the Commodore in private, and within the next, let's say, half a
Couple
year,
months.
couple months, half a year, at the most, there will be hose wearing.
There'll be a debut.
There'll be a debut, and I for one I've seen it. I have pleasured myself to it many times, and I think that it will be a great addition to everyone else's spank banks. So just put that in your pipe and smoke it, and think about that when the time comes to join the Patreon, because you know Commodore's like right now. I mean, Commodore's not wearing shirt, and I got to be honest. You know, I'm having sort of like that issue of the my eyes are up here kind of thing.
Yeah, my eyes are up here.
I'm sorry, I was too busy looking at your chest.
Yeah,
Sorry.
eyes are up here, buddy. Let's be
Uh,
respectful.
well, if you should wear something over those,
Oh, you're telling me that I'm asking for it right now?
yeah.
Oh, this is another debate.
Well,
This
you
will be
just
for another time.
literally you told me that I was asking for it because of my watch.
You did a cardinal sin against those nylons.
I did not.
You should know. You should know better. Of all
I've been wearing
people, you should know better.
I've been wearing Apple Watch with pantyhose for literally years.
Okay, so you, my friend, have been daring the test of time, and karma has come back, and it
What
has finally come due.
what did I do?
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But you had done something wrong or bad to somebody,
Well, allowed to have you a vocal, like a platform, is that probably was it? I'd say maybe like allowing you to
Oh, it probably could have been. It could very well have been.
you dick. Okay, so what we're here to talk about a little bit is kind of my theory on what's going on with I don't I mean I'm sure everyone's seen lately. There's a lot of pantyhose brands that are sort of capitalizing on making sizes that are for bigger girls, and we're not just talking like the like 20 pounds 50 pounds overweight type of bigger, but we're talking about people that in a
Morbidly obese.
that would be a way to describe it, but because I personally don't want to, I know that that's a shitty thing that when you are that, I was that.
Honestly,
What?
I'd be okay with the morbid obesity if they did wear the nylons because it would compress it. And I've seen a few ladies on driving public transportation who would have benefited from
I think,
wearing some compression tights.
I mean, I think everybody looks better in them, but I'm biased. I'm very biased. It's
As am I, but there is the health stance of
there
wearing
is
tights as well.
better circulation, all that good stuff.
Yeah. And I mean
It
it
compresses.
looks good and health wise, it's also a plus.
It gives me a boner. So
Exactly. I mean, we're never going to contest that that's not a negative thing. It was
boners are.
definitely positive.
Mhm.
Boners are good.
I mean, everybody out there needs to know that the reason why you should wear pantyhose is because it gives us boners.
Indeed. And I
And
don't know why they don't.
do you
And I
really need
hate
a
the,
better
and
reason?
I hate when people go, well, my bare legs look good. Of course they do. And for some people, they wear makeup, and there's no reason to. They look good without makeup, but they say, I need the war paint. Well, pantyhose are war paint for legs.
But also, I've never, I mean, yeah, somebody can have a naturally like flawless pair of legs. And when you see them in pantyhose, it's like,
It's
it's just like,
I'm mesmerized. I am
oh,
keen on just whatever that person wants, they're getting.
yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's not difficult to, to get into that mindset. But so what we're talking about is, and I think morbidly obese is the term for it, but I guess it's the morbidly part that kind of is like it's kind of dark. I mean, like,
It's dark, but it's unfortunately, it's when you see it, you in your head are instantly going, "Oh my God!"
yeah,
Like
but
that is morbidly obese.
do you
And
really?
there isn't a one person that'll disagree because in their head they're going to say whatever. The mask will not allow you to say anymore. I
I
don't
don't
know
know because
why we don't do fat shaming
but
anymore.
so okay, so the medicinal definition is something indicative of a disease, which is fine. I think for me, the part that is just kind of icky is the more common use for it, which would be disturbing or unpleasant, and then but the synonyms for that would be ghoulish, macabre, gruesome, grisly.
Ghoulishly obese? Would you prefer that I use ghoulishly
No,
obese?
that's the thing.
It sounds childish.
Ghastly, horrible, unwholesome. I just feel like that's. I don't think people can differentiate between the medicinal application of the word versus like the popular one. I don't think of people. I've never thought of anybody when they're walking by and I'm like, oh my gosh, they're nightmarishly. I mean, I'm like in
They're
my mind, I'm like, oh,
they're ghastly over bees.
ghastly over. But so what they're doing is they're catering to the ghastly over beast over gas.
Over bees. Yes, I got you to say it. Yes.
I
Oh, I
didn't
was so
even say
hoping
it
you were
right.
gonna
I
let
said
that
over
slide in. I
beast.
got you to say it. That is phenomenal.
You didn't
Yes.
say anything. What do you mean? Ghastly over beast. I could do that. I would
Over it's over beast. There we go. There's the
over
new word.
beast. Over
It's
beast.
over beast.
Yeah, that's I now that
Now our viewers can use that word and not get in trouble.
you can say over beast.
Over beast.
That's kind of like it rolls off the tongue.
It does.
Okay, so we'll say
We got a word. Over beast.
over beast, over beast.
Over
So
beast.
but we're seeing that. We're seeing a trend of the pantyhose being catered to these overbeast people, ladies. And you see the models, and they're bigger and bigger and bigger. And
We
while
all know what it's really for.
well, do we? Because I don't think a lot of people do. Because as of this year, they do a a national sort of business compendium where they take all the market information for any sort of like any sort of type of subset of anything that you can think of, and they do one every year for tights and hosiery. And for the first time in at least from what I can tell, modern history, men's hosiery has actually got a segment dedicated to it in the section that was, ordinarily hosiery was just considered like it was, you didn't say female hosiery, you just said hosiery, and the implication was that it was female. Now that means that the people who are making the decision, the check signers, are aware that there is a market. And so for me, when I'm seeing these bigger models being, they're advertising to the girls who are bigger, I question, is there really truly a sudden demand for overbeast pantyhose wearers, or could it be something else? And I think you're catching what I'm throwing, right, Commodore?
Yeah, we ultimately know where it's going, and they're never going to say it, which is the bigger size, the plus sizes are for the guys that are taller,
No,
bigger.
yeah, like because I've talked to a few guys and I feel bad for them. They're like, some of them are like 6'6", and they're like, "Do you know of any pantyhose?" And I'm like, "Shit, I don't I don't even know." And now they're finally starting to make them, but it's just, when is, what do you think it's going to take? When, I mean, is there going to be a time where they're just going to like get over it, or, I mean, why is there, why is this
A
such a,
faux pas.
yeah,
It's just a faux pas.
but I mean, but when are you like, just get over
Well,
it, like,
it's I like to say this as the wretched white women that like to beat their chests and have beat everyone into submission about what they like
the
until
who,
they, the wretched middle class white woman that likes to bitch because they have nothing better to do, and
the
then they
woman,
find, yeah, they find their hilltop and they go and they storm it, whatever that could be, until they march to that top, or another segment of the market, i.e., guys, march to that hill and say, "Hey, we are we're valid, we're consumers, we need to be recognized." Until that happens, it will continually just be swept under the rug. And it's almost like we're having closet conversations and saying, this isn't fair, this isn't good. But until it's brought to light, all it is closet talk.
well, then that's
It's not
bullshit,
going anywhere.
because there's obviously no sense of trying to argue that like getting male recognition for pantyhose is a like direly important thing. I realize on the spectrum of like things to give a shit about, even I can admit, yeah, it's not
It's
really.
mental health, man. It all goes down to mental health.
Explain what you mean.
Yes, absolutely. If someone is constantly beaten down, not acknowledged, it goes into like there's something wrong with me.
Okay, that's valid. Yes, good, good. So, do you? What could be a good, like, if, how do we make it not closet talk? How do we?
You mean like a platform?
Well, yeah, or how do we become the quote unquote wretched middle class?
Middle-aged white woman who likes to bitch
But
about everything.
we all got to be the white men that bitch about everything, I guess.
I wouldn't go as far as saying that it's only white men. I'd argue to say that just men in general need to start standing up for what they believe in and being boisterous and being the louder voice in the room.
Well,
It's
at
about
least
time of taking that manhood back and
I,
saying
I don't know.
we are going to dictate what is right and wrong, no longer allowing someone else to dictate that.
Isn't
And
that
I use that in a lighthearted term, but really, if we want the connotation to change needs to happen, and that change isn't going to happen by just merely having a bitch and moan session about it. It's about actually doing and going out and having action
like what we're doing and what I and okay? So, and again,
to inspire others. What we're doing here is trying to inspire others to
well,
create that movement, because we can't just do it on Commodore and King's time.
no, I mean, we can't, like, we barely get to do it as it is. So, But one thing that I do want to encourage everybody to do again, and we had some good starts, but like if you guys out there, if you wearing publicly for the first time, send your pictures in. Like we want to, like we will make you. Excuse me.
We'll make you famous.
I want to make you famous. That's what I want to do. I mean it. Like I want there's because there's so many people who I talk to in the community who would be such fascinating guests and they're too shy or they're too nervous. And I'm like, well, we could change your voice and this and that. They're like, oh, I just don't know if I could do it. I really like the floor is or I should say the mic is open, people, like start making your presence known and become the leaders because we need more leaders in the community. Like there's still young men like that are popping up and they're dealing with the same things that we dealt with, albeit they have less stigma to deal with,
to overcome.
Which is nice. Which is nice. I do truly feel the worst for the and this is the only time I've ever say this. I feel bad for the boomers who they had no like it was no relief. Like their entire life was just men wearing tights, men wearing pantyhose is bad, bad, you're bad. They didn't get any sort of like
Couldn't get a reprieve. They had no avenue.
And I feel bad for the boomers for that. So I know a lot of you guys that listen are boomers, and so if anybody out there has overcome it and has actually stepped out and embraced who they are and what they want to do, let us know about it because we want to talk to you. Like you're even more exemplary than anybody else who comes after because you laid down the pavement, so to speak. So that's something that I wanted to talk about. All right. What do you think? What do you think about that? Do you think that we should start our own like campaign where um like I'll just buy the like really big girl like pantyhose big girl in quotes and just wear them and be like, look, these fit a man too, surprisingly.
You have to take pictures and send it in.
Yeah, be like, look at this. I'm not pregnant, but I could be. Uh,
Well, it could be.
well, I don't know. I haven't. I mean, I haven't been taking my birth control lately, so what? I. It's either that or it's Altoids. I can't tell the difference.
I think they do the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. You don't take your Altoids, you're gonna have a baby.
It's
So,
true.
what else do we have planned on the docket tonight, Commodore?
I think it was going to be a session about Sheertex, I believe.
Sheertex, yes. Now, Sheertex again. They like maybe tell me what you saw Sheertex do the other day that you found to be.
I didn't see anything. I just know I get all the emails about the sales and how they're cheaper than ever.
Can you have wait you get emails about the sales?
Yeah, I get emails about actually let me check the latest ones that I deleted. I literally just I don't even read them anymore.
I because oh that's right
It
because you're
goes yeah, it goes strong enough to survive the office. It's just chicks. Let me go back to the other one, holiday pressure. Actually, these are really nice. I like the red ones. But all chicks.
can you forward the emails to me and I can share them on the screen
Second here.
because one of the things that I still am like just completely flabbergasted over is the fact that they like didn't deliver what they promised to you and that you have no recourse for it. I mean,
Yeah, I've honestly I've let it go.
well, I mean, I get why you would let it go for your own mental health, but I do feel like that's pretty despicable. What you doing?
It's at the Proton one, right?
You can email me at the Proton, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just at proton.me.
Yeah.
So I make sure I'm sending it to the right person.
Sending it to another pantyhose king. Although I will say this, there have been people out there who have also become pantyhose king after let's just say after I picked my, or actually had the moniker chosen for me. But at first I was angry, but then I got flattered. I was like, that's nice. Like,
Yeah, it should be. You should feel it as flattering that someone's trying to replicate what you've done, but at the same time, it's like, come on, got to be more original than that.
I was pleased to,
Oh, says
huh?
it doesn't work.
What do you mean?
It
Is it
says
the
no.
pantyhose king? Did you put to the pantyhose king or just pantyhose king?
Oh, that's
We'll cut this part out.
serious. Yeah, we'll cut. Yeah, I fucked that up. You know what I like about Proton though is that you can copy the email address. Gmail doesn't let you do that. Yahoo doesn't let you do
What do you
that.
mean? Gmail doesn't let you copy.
So if you click on the name, it'll
Yeah.
just give you a distribution. Like it talks about like the SLS and all that whatnot. You can highlight it and then copy it. But Proton, you click on it and it allows you to copy the email address. You literally just say copy email address.
Hmm. Let me try that with you. So I just click on your email, and then it lets me copy.
Yeah, just click on the email address, like at the top where it says,
There's a copy, little copy thing,
yeah, there's like a
a
little
little
copy
double
there.
box thing. Yeah, okay, that is cool. I mean, I like Proton a lot. I think it's great. Like, I haven't gotten any. Like, you don't get spam, anything, nothing
No,
like.
they do a good job about blocking out the security.
Yeah, I definitely. I Your advice was good. So just waiting on those sales.
All right, so I'm sending you the next one. All right, I just sent you the two.
And I'm waiting. Tick tock. Oh, the myth. Is that you?
Yes,
Okay. The myth.
there's the man, the myth, the legend. Is for fantasy football.
Oh yeah, no, I
Back
know.
when back
I've
when
heard
I did it.
I've heard of fantasy football before. You get together and you make up a whole team and you have a big fantasy. That's what it's all about, right?
Oh yeah.
So that's it. That's all. We're selling out fast.
They never sell out fast.
Laura, can I ask? We won't believe this in. Who's Laura Schrader?
My ex.
Oh,
Yeah. Let's delete that one out.
oh, I didn't put it up.
No, no, no. The name.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so they don't really give you anything. They don't give you any information on like how it's selling.
No. You just have to click the link, go to the link, and then you share the web page, and then it'll show you.
So they got okay. So they got the new shiny, I guess, glitter rip resistant tights. Is that the new thing?
I guess that is a new thing. I mean, they look nice. Don't get me wrong.
They do. Oh, they've partnered with Mattel. It looks like they've got the Barbie bodysuit. Ugh.
It's so stupid. And you know what I hate the most? They keep using obese women.
Over, over, over,
I fucking hate
over
it.
base, over beast, over beast.
Yeah, obese. I fucking hate it. Like they're not models. I am sorry, but you're not going to change my mind about whether they are or not. Like this
Well,
body positive image shit, gotta go because
they
it's not attractive. It's not make me want to buy the hose.
Well, does a female make you want to buy the hose? I mean, like in all,
If I'm buying them for like one of my girlfriends, yes. But I'm not. The moment you start shoving down my throat what the masses are calling for, I immediately write you off and go, I'm going to go buy from somebody else.
but here's the thing: are the masses calling for this, or is this just
Yeah,
a?
the whole anti-fat shaming.
But
They're
that's
not models. I'm sorry, but they
that's
don't
not.
look good.
But look, that
And
very well.
they're like wearing like they're not even wearing a shirt. Like it's it's wretched for marketing. It's wretched.
It's look, I don't know why the pressure comes so heavily from certain like because I look, in reality, I don't think that people are like body positivity. I've never heard anybody on the streets or in regular conversation discuss it in any sort of serious.
Seattle, Seattle,
Well,
yeah.
you live in the epicenter of this. Like you
Oh
live
yeah, I live in like the worst part in the United States.
like you're wherever you are like you have to be accepting of all things otherwise you're not going
Except for white males,
well you can't
which
accept
is a load of shit.
well you're I mean but luckily you know you've
Oh, I'm
never
not a white male. That's yeah, thank God. You know, mixed race over here.
yep mm-hmm.
I dropped that bomb on someone before, and they just like everything just stopped.
Did they what was the exact conversation? What did you drop? What was how did it happen?
I don't know, some liberal fuck running their mouth like they usually do, not about nothing that they know anything about, just their feelings. And they pointed at me and started running their mouth. And as I told you earlier, I have no problem slamming the anvil. And I ripped into them. They go, "Oh, you're just nothing but a white male. You like slave owner, blah blah blah." And I said,
Wrong.
"Fuck you. I'm black."
Well, you're not.
Oh, I know I am.
You are.
I am. But again, you wouldn't know, and it shouldn't matter about this. So I
Are
lay the
you
fucking
fucking with me,
hammer.
Commodore? Are you fucking
No,
with
I'm
me?
not fucking with you. I have 23%.
That well, that's where. Okay, if you're fucking
So
with me,
guess what? As soon as I laid that
I
shit
swear to God,
down,
I swear to
they
God,
were,
this is
huh.
if this is a joke, I'm never speaking to you again.
Why? Now, why would you want to do that? Why are you judge a book by its cover?
No, I just always was curious about your like you had an interesting look, and usually when people are of mixed,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Judging
right?
a book by its cover now? Are you kidding?
No, it's called looking at somebody's fucking.
You see what I'm doing to you right now? This is
It's
exactly what I did to the liberal fucks in Seattle. I
no,
just like take the screwdriver and
no.
just turn it a little bit and then turn it a little bit more. I like to get people to dig themselves into a hole that they can't get out of and then take the dirt
There's
and
nothing
cover them with
wrong
it.
with. There's nothing wrong. I'm like I've had people come up to me, and I don't find it offensive when people come up to me and they ask me what my background is because I don't have a common looking face. Like
You don't?
I don't think so.
I think you have a common looking face.
You do?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Well, you're wrong that I do because my face is a very Jewish face, and we're not that common. Aha.
Well, after a certain event, but before that, you guys were very common.
Well, that certain event has made us not very common.
Which one? The most recent one with that horse shit that's going on with fucking Hamas?
Oh, dummy, the Holocaust.
That's what I was talking about
Yeah,
to
no, I
begin
know.
with.
The numbers like actually I read this that if the Holocaust had not happened, there would be 200 million Jews. Today, there's only about 10. Yeah,
Like endangered species, man.
pretty much. I mean, it's it's a thing. So I have done that before. I do like to play the trick where people say, "Oh, you're cis white," and I'm like, I was like, I am gay, but not just that. I may look white, but I'm merely white presenting because I am the Jewish race. See, so technically, they,
Jewish ethnicity.
no, well, there's actual like you can get tested for it. I did not know this, and like a dummy, I called my father up and I was like, "Dad, did you know that 23 and
Did
me?"
you know?
I was like,
Does
20.
it really?
Yeah, it does. You can test for fucking. This girl came up. She was like, "I found out that I'm 10% Ashkenazi Jew," and I'm like, "You can't test for Jewish." And then I was appalled, and I called my father and I was like, "Dad, can you believe this? They're doing this. This is the 23andMe testing for Jewish. How do you test for Jewish?" He's like, "Well, it's actually we're a race." And I was like, what? Yeah, there's apparently so we're so condensed as a people, and there's been it's basically, well, I don't want to say like, we've kept very close, right, over the years, that the similarities have actually warranted us to be considered the Jewish race as well as the Jewish
Mm,
religion. So, you know, just a little fun fact there for you. But
fun fact.
yeah, okay. So I don't think that outside the epicenter of, like, Seattle, which
Yeah.
I don't think people are like, I've never heard anybody talking about body positivity. I've heard people talk about that actually it's, dishonest. And I mean, I know that I
That's why I
have,
like Miami so much.
well, why? Because it's got lots of whores and sexy
Well,
whores on
yeah,
the
of
beach.
course. But everybody down there just they always put on their best.
Well, Miami Beach is sort of like the exact opposite, where it's like in Miami Beach, if you're not
I'm talking
gorgeous,
about Miami, not Miami Beach, Miami proper.
well, Miami proper is a huge city. I don't know if everybody puts on their best there.
But from where I was when I was in the Brickell area, I was
I mean,
there for a couple months.
I could say, I mean, I lived in Miami as a kid, and I would go there quite often for um, the football games with my father. But Brickell is a fancy area. Let's just say.
It's turning into that now. It wasn't before.
Well, Brickell is a financial center of Miami, so I mean, you know,
You have Brickell North and Brickell South.
Brickell North, Brickell South.
Yeah, and
I
it's the Brickell North is inside of the just south of Miami proper, but it's where all the finance buildings are.
well,
And then you
Brickell,
have the highway that divides it,
well,
and then you have
Brickell
Brickell
has
South.
Millionaires Row on it. All that
Yeah,
good
I've
stuff.
walked down that.
Strolled down it. Hey, I mean,
Strolled down.
where I live, we have Billionaires Row.
Oh man, it's bougie over there
uh,
on Rockefeller.
yeah, well, not my street. I don't live on Billionaires Row. Like,
No, but I mean when you name streets after basically billionaires before their time.
I actually am going to go down to City Hall and complain about it, because we have a Prince Andrew Boulevard, and
Do you really?
I'm like, we need to change that, because he's been, after the whole Epstein thing, I feel like we need to not have anything named after him, because he doesn't
He
sweat.
condoned it.
Yeah, he doesn't sweat. That was his excuse. Oh no, I couldn't have met the girl, or I have a medical condition where I cannot sweat. So it was impossible for me to be sweating when I was dancing, because I can't do it. I cannot sweat physically. And it's just like,
Meanwhile, he's dripping sweat during the
yeah, he's
interview.
sweating as he's saying it. It's like, wow, God, that inbreeding really got to you, huh? Huh, Andy?
Mental health, man, it's a big thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, yep. I'm not saying the Royals are all, yeah, I'm saying it. There's a whole lot of inbreeding. But so, yeah, I think that Sheertex, I don't know. Sheertex is just sort of, I mean, I guess they're just going to be here to stay. I guess they're just sort of the superstar brand of pantyhose. As we can tell, they do not give a shit about the male wearers. They
Which is
don't,
unfortunate.
they
They
don't,
they did a few, right? We watched that video, that
they,
really weird one.
they briefly featured some very odd looking um, models that were
Yep.
men. But for the most part, Sheertex has completely kept itself uh,
For females.
for females. That's it. That's all they care about, which is fine. I mean, one step forward, two steps back. This Barbie stuff is ridiculous.
Yes, it is. The leotard and all that.
I mean,
Sheertex needs to go back to just being about tights.
well,
Like
leotard.
that's what bothers me the most is that they've diversified themselves before they've really honed in on the market. Like
Well,
it just amazes me how they think they can expand themselves so vastly and then expect to be the master of all.
I
It's like
guess.
you're not going to do that. Like you're going to alienate your market by like one Sheertex socks.
Well,
Really?
socks.
Yeah, they have socks. They're doing underwear. They're doing leotards. They're doing bras.
Leotards, I can understand. Uh, they're
as an
sort.
accessory, but even then, it's like
But the
focus on a
Barbie.
bodysuit. How about get us a bodysuit?
Now, a good bodysuit is hard to find.
Right now, you're telling me I can have a bodysuit that doesn't rip or it's rip resistant, and I can wear it on multiple occasions without worrying about snagging or tagging like your unfortunate event today. I That is something that is within the realm of
Be
tights,
so fucking badass if they did that. I would write
but
them
they
a
won't. They
I would
won't.
write them a letter, but they won't listen.
No, they probably won't. They
I
probably
didn't
won't.
I didn't ever hear back from the time when they made a mistake. They thought I was because when they did that whole Harold thing, that little German guy.
Hmm.
I mean, God knows how much they paid him to to do that. I'm sure it was pretty
That was
significant
ridiculous.
because I did not know who he was. I still
That's
don't.
it was a stupid, but it was a stupid commercial.
And the but I feel like they're wagging it in the face of the male wearers. They're saying like we're featuring men in the commercial, none of them are wearing. They're doing silly shit like ripping the tights or announcing the tights, but wearing them, no, that's too subversive. But not subversive. It's not subversive to have some random meme person, like some just random German guy who is known for looking uncomfortable when he smiles. That's apparently all it is. Is that he got very famous because when he smiles, he looks like he's dying inside, and everybody found that really funny.
Well, I'll tell you this much: I was dying inside watching that commercial. Like honestly, I wouldn't buy another product from Sheertex again if that was the commercial that they showed and aired. I wouldn't buy Sheertex at all.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like a whole bunch of pomp and circumstance. It's kind of bullshit. What can I
Well,
say?
nothing in that commercial could you relate to.
I
Like they
could.
went for irony, but the irony was so out of context. There was no connection. Like I can't believe their marketing director was like, "This is great. Like we should air this."
I mean, it was very well, like as far as like cinematography goes, as far as like a talented team of like it was very professional, but as far as a commercial goes, I thought it was awful. Like
It was god awful. Let's put this out there. It was probably one of the worst commercials I've ever seen,
it did not make any sense to me, but
besides Super Bowl commercials since after 2001.
see that one. I mean, that was even worse than like this because like that one went on for like a fuck. It was like a fucking movie trailer. I'm like, what,
Is the purpose.
what is this? Where would I be watching this? Is my question. Like, there's no streaming platform where they do like 2 minute and 30-second breaks for a commercial
Well, actually, in the United States, they do. They take 5 minutes.
for a one commercial.
No, but if you pay for it, you can have 2 minutes.
Well, I pay for everything so I can avoid commercials because that kind of stuff.
I will say there is something that's out there on the market made by China, but you don't have to pay for shit and you get everything that's on Hulu and Netflix and Amazon and all that fun stuff.
What
I have it going right now in the other room.
what is it? Chat Nord VPN or something?
No, 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 no. A little thing called Superbox. The thing is amazing.
Oh
You
wow.
get local channels, you get international channels. I
Not
mean,
sponsored, but we're open to it. Superbox.
yeah,
Hi.
I know, right? Superbox. Like I don't like to ever talk about products or anything like that, but like I've recommended to 5 people. They've had it, they love it. I mean, if you're tired of seriously wasting cash, right?
Man,
Pissing away cash. Netflix is losing itself. Prime, hardly anything's included anymore. It's all free with ads. I'm like,
I
what the fuck
know.
am I paying for?
I know.
And their shit's not one day anymore. It's not 1 to 2 days. The logistics are so stuck behind that it's almost taking like 3 days to almost 3 weeks for stuff.
Yeah, that's Prime is
I
yeah.
know I'm still waiting for stuff. And I'm like, I'm looking at the Amazon warehouse right now,
I know, right?
going,
I
it's
ordered.
right there.
They should be here by now.
And that's what I'm like, I can see it. And they don't give you the option in Seattle to go to the warehouse like they do in other states.
They don't give you the option to do it here.
They don't.
No.
I guess it's a few states that let you do that. Like there is a walk in, there's a pickup, and then there's a deliver. option in some of the states.
Yep. Well, we can't go to the thing. I mean, the Amazon. Yeah, but you know what I should maybe what I should try is maybe I'm going to order one of those like big overbeast panty.
Overbeast.
We should do that.
You should. No, you should.
Order a
See
pair.
how it fits. What you should get is we should get a guest on the show that's tall and have them wear it.
Well, I think okay. I do know that we have. Let's see. I have had sex with some people recently that were very tall. I could ask them. They also wore.
Well, that's what did their pairs fit them?
What did pairs fit them? Yes, the legs did, but they were 6'1", so it's not like they were dramatically taller than like me because I'm only 6 feet. So let's see here. We'll find the. Let's see. How about share my screen and we'll do this. I'm gonna share my screen with you. We're gonna go shopping together for pantyhose, and that's gonna be so amazing, isn't it? Here.
I know it's so much easier than doing it in person, right?
Well, yeah. Which it's interesting you brought that up because I'm going to just do this now. But while we're doing this, we're going to talk about some of the things that I believe that are necessary for guys who want to go do it in person. Because unlike the glory days of Amazon Prime, they're gone. Look at this; looks pretty big, right?
You know what's funny is that those actually they do that.
They do what?
What she's doing, like they're actually quite nice.
You've tried these before?
Can neither confirm nor deny, my friend. We'll find out in the coming months.
So you can confirm or deny that you can confirm or deny.
I can confirm or deny. But
I, all right. Well, I thought
see the black ones look nice.
you just love the black ones, don't you?
I do. I have such a bias towards the black. I just think they look sexy as all get up.
Well, I mean, I guess if that's what you're insinuating, I mean, you don't have to be so like loud about it.
You're
I'll
right.
I'll get the black ones, but you just need to calm down, okay?
My
Like I'm
bad.
not a piece of meat. I mean,
It's not going to be you. It's going to be your friend.
well, it could be a friend, but like if I don't have a friend, it could be me.
Could be you. Could be
Because
you. But
if
we have to have someone tall, man. I'm sorry.
all right, well, what I'll do is I mean, why don't you go out and fuck some fucking tall dudes and see if you can add anything to the pool?
Well, I go with the tall chicks, but that's not the point of this podcast.
Not the point of this podcast. You We could do it with either I could find someone tall and bring them into my studio, and even though the logistics of that is going to be very difficult because it's hard to invite a booty call over to be on a podcast with you. The general response I
No,
think would,
it's not.
yeah, it is.
No.
Then uh
I what?
you got any booty calls that could come on to talk on the show?
They're gonna be girls, dude. I told
I
you
would
that
I
it defeats the
if
purpose.
you bring on a booty call to just be on the show, then I will match your booty call.
Fine.
But I just don't have at my disposal, I don't have a bunch of 6'5" dudes.
I'll see if I can't get my 6'4" girl to come. She and I didn't end on the best of terms, but maybe I can salvage it.
Maybe, but well, okay. So I guess then it defeats the whole point of me buying these online if I can't find somebody who's 6'4" off the top of my head.
I thought you said you were banging people that were taller than
I,
6'3".
yeah, but then I realized that like I don't really like him that much.
You don't have to like him that much.
No, I mean like I think he's nuts. Like I think he's crazy.
Then he'll do the podcast.
No, then I don't want him in my house anymore.
You got one more time. That's it.
I think he's on drugs. This is really not appropriate, is it?
Well, now that we're on it,
I think that he might be using drugs. I think.
you think, but what's leading you to believe or think that they're on drugs?
Well, he doesn't seem to sleep when sleeping hours are normal.
He could have suffered from insomnia. I know I do.
Yeah.
I can't sleep at sleeping hours. I'll literally have to take naps throughout the day because I just can't go to sleep without any pills, which taking drugs in order to go to sleep.
Okay. Well, let's just say that like this
Let's just say
person
this:
be an
is
insomniac for like a couple
is
of
his
days.
eyes always beat red and like veiny?
Beat red and veiny.
Yes.
I mean, not to like knowledge, but he's also 24.
Well, have
So
you looked into his eyes and seen like what they look like? Are they pure white or do they kind of have like a really veiny red,
I
you
can't
know,
tell you
tinge
if
to it? Because you're looking at his stink eye instead of his eyes. Unbelievable, man.
I'm no, I'm looking. I'm just saying like I remember eye color,
Unbelievable.
whatever. Fine,
So shallow. So shallow you are.
like a toilet, like a
No,
toilet.
those are deep.
What?
What toilets do you use?
Look, if you're gonna be, I don't know, you can you drown in your toilet?
Yeah.
What are you, a toddler?
Yeah.
I can't drown in my toilet. Okay. So, thing that we want to talk about here is the actual aspect of going out and buying a pair of pantyhose yourself. So, the first thing I want to say is like if you want to make things easy, you go ahead and you pick the store that you want to go to, like let's say Walmart, which by the way, you can rejoice because, like we said in the last episode, Legs is here to stay. They just have been taken over by another company, but the quality of the pantyhose is still just as good.
Wait, so
Everything's right.
they're not with Hanes anymore?
No,
Wow.
they are with
How much
um
did that how much did that cost them?
um I don't know. I mean
Yeah.
but the hosiery part of the it's still going to have the name like Legs.
Yeah,
It's
legs. They bought
just
the name.
but it's no longer manufactured by Hanes. No, it's now instead of being made in Spain, it's made in China. But
Oh, jeez.
no, and ordinarily I would be upset too. But the quality of them are
How do
they're
you know?
I've worn them. I've actually worn the new legs, like the ones that are made from China, and I've even compared them to the ones that were made in
In Spain.
Spain, and they're comparable. Like there's
Okay.
nothing lost. So very happy about that. So go to a Walmart or a big box store and sort of just sort of kind of if you want to scope out the area of where the
Honestly, here's the easiest way to do it.
what.
Walmart has self-checkouts.
Well,
Start
yes.
start easy, right?
No, no, no.
Go find the pair, and then if really being self-conscious about it, recommend getting shoe polish.
Well, hold on. You're skipping ahead. The only reason I say if they want to do this for because this is hypothetically, let's say this person's never actually gone and they don't know where they're going, and so it can be very like nerve wracking to be looking for the pantyhose and you don't know where they are exactly in that area of the like the women's section, and you kind of if you want to beforehand just kind of scope it out, and then if it's empty obviously you can do that, but like if it's super busy, because I remember the first time I bought it, it was nerve-wracking when you go into the section and there's employees there standing and talking or whatever, things like that, so like just to, kind of to know that
I think you're overcomplicating it.
maybe, or I'm just
For
giving you.
viewers, honestly, I had to do this when I did the first pair. You go and get a shoe shining kit.
Oh, that's not overcomplicating.
No, you get a shoe shining kit, and then you go and you grab a pair of nylons. Why? Because people understand that when you buy a shoe polishing kit, you take the shoes afterwards and you put them into the nylon and it makes them shiny.
Maybe I didn't understand that. All I'm saying is that I'm giving you the examples of what I did. So that made me more comfortable knowing where to go. So when I was ready to buy, you beeline to exactly where you go. You know the size, like you want to make sure to know the size of what you're wearing before you get it. Let's just say to err on the side of caution for
Go a
pretty
size
much
up.
all men. Huh?
Just go a size up from what you think.
Go a size up, and you can't even really go wrong if you go like the biggest size, because it just means you're going to have more room for your junk, and like because that can be a very treacherous thing. Like they may fit on your legs and then you're pulling them up over your stuff and you're like uh this feels like a meat packing, like sort of like that meat that's sealed in the
Mm-hmm.
plastic, and it can be a bit rough. So but the key thing to remember is now, like back in the day, there was no self checkout, right? There was no None of that. You had to go and but in truth, honestly, and I worked at Target for a few years, and I can promise you, I would not I never looked at anything that I was checking someone out on and gave like two shits about it. Like they could be buying anything and I did not care. And that's the truth is like the person checking you out is not going to care. You're just a person that's in line. But now you have the self checkout, which is even easier. But the truth of the matter is that going in and doing it, if you can do it, it will be not only liberating, but you will realize that like nobody's looking, nobody's watching. It's they're not going to be in a situation where you're looking at the pantyhose and somebody goes, "Oh, hey Marv, is that you? You know, fancy meeting you." In the
Hey, Marv, would you just pull that from Home Alone?
no, I was just thinking like a 1950s sort of like
It's straight. That's just straight up right out of Home Alone.
it's like there's
Marv.
not going to be honey, look who's here. He bring the kids over. Like that's never going to happen. Um you don't have to worry about it and nobody's going to give you strange looks. I mean, it's just nobody. I mean, do you ever I mean, like do you, Commodore, have you ever been out shopping at Target and ever given a shit about what other people are buying?
No,
Yeah.
no. I think most people are just,
They're you're
especially
there.
Americans, they are just so involved in themselves
Well, I
that
mean,
they
I
just want you to like quickly get through.
yeah, I mean, and honestly, shopping is a reasonable time to be about yourself. I mean, if you're out shopping, but you're like looking into other people's carts to see what they're buying, you might not be, I don't know, stable because it's like
Well, they
that
could be seeing if they miss something, but
maybe.
more often than not, most people are just they're watching you. It's kind of like this when you're walking down the street, you could walk right past a complete stranger. Do you remember that person at all?
Not
It's
after
just
five.
a nameless, faceless individual that you walked right by that has zero meaning. Just
Yeah.
because someone's looking in the cart, they're not going to remember who you are unless they have a give a shit about you. But to be honest, like I can't. I went to a store today. When I went and I got dinner, I can't tell you unless besides the bartender, I can't tell you what anyone looked like.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you interact with somebody, that's one thing, but like the truth is like honestly, if and you almost kind of I almost would be welcoming to somebody noticing it because if they notice it, that means that they're one of us. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Are they?
yes. Like if or they want to fuck you, which either way, I'm down for it. You know,
When are you not down for it?
when I'm asleep,
No, you're into that struggle snuggle stuff.
struggle snuggle. What the hell is that? What is that?
You don't know what struggle snuggle is?
No, that sounds
All right, look at
nightmarish. It sounds very like
go look it up.
okay. I'm gonna.
Struggle snuggle.
Is this a thing?
It could be.
Oh, are
I
you
just like to
serious?
say it because it's fun. I'm sure it is a thing. Rule 34. Like I'm sure it is a thing.
So did you make that up? Is that a thing?
It's probably consensual, non-consensual.
Police officer called rape a struggle snuggle? Oh.
That's weird.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's horrible.
The
That's
meaning of struggle snuggle is being is extensively debated. The defense argued that it is not a reference to rape or sexual offenses, but a term used in officer training in relation to a bear hug technique.
Hey, you like the Bears hugging you.
Yeah, no, but trust me, it's not there.
It's a big bear hug.
There's no struggle. Um, oh my god,
Is there a video?
there's a lot of stuff. I got to tell you, Urban Dictionary is a
Blessing and a curse.
yeah. Apparently, one person says struggle snuggle is the act of convincing a spouse or significant other to give you sexual services, and if denied, taking it anyway. No, that is not what
One
that is.
second. Hold on. I
That's
gotta
not
tape
what
this.
that
Give me a sec.
is. Okay, that's fucking not what that is. Like, no, Jesus Christ. What the fuck?
Sorry, that was a phone call that should have happened like an hour ago.
This is okay. This person's definition: the act of convincing a spouse or significant other to give you sexual services, and if denied, taking it anyway. That's not, there's a word for that. And the best part is their example. No, we haven't had a night alone without the kids in forever. So you giving it out, or are we going to have a snuggle struggle?
No, struggle, snuggle.
Yeah, sorry, snuggle struggle. Yeah, and
Struggle, struggle, snuggle.
I don't want to convince CH256. I think the word you're looking for is rape. Now, but I think they're talking about here is a phrase for rape play. Okay?
Yes.
It is when it's like both people are consenting, but one
Yeah,
of
it's
them's
called struggle,
pretend.
snuggle.
Yeah, but this person seemed unclear. That person seemed to be under the impression that
Yes, remember any old idiot can post to Urban Dictionary. It's like what Wikipedia used to be, right?
uh it
Where
is
there
really.
was no system of
I love
checks
this.
and balances.
A more polite or socially acceptable way of saying rape. No,
No, not at all.
incorrect. It is not polite. It's not impolite to say rape. I think maybe it is impolite to call rape a struggle snuggle. That might be impolite.
Oh, yeah, for
Go,
sure.
let's go get this. You know what we need to do? We need to get the struggle snuggle kit and test. You know, like what? Like,
The
oh, people.
struggle snuggle kid.
Oh God.
We're
Oh God.
coming. We're just coming up with new shit on this show, all
Ah,
in one. I don't
yeah.
know.
Like,
I don't know how the viewers are going to handle all this new information.
well, they're gonna
Struggle
handle it.
snuggle kits,
Well, we got
over
snuggle,
beast.
and we got the Commodore eventually coming out to wear tights for the first time for the Patreon viewers. And
I might even bring a guest when I do it.
ooh, ooh, you might.
I might. I
Should
might.
we do a double date?
We could.
We could. We could do a
We
double
could
date.
very well do that. And you know what? We'll make it for only the deluxe members and up to see that.
Well, technically, we can't do that because everybody in our patrons are that signs up, no matter what the payment is.
We'll black it out and then we'll just have a separate
We will
video.
not do that,
We'll
Commodore.
have it blurred.
Don't listen to Commodore. Commodore's
It'll be
running.
like cops where like the faces are blurred.
Commodore, stop it.
Oh,
Don't think just because your shirt's off and you got that nice smile going that you're going to chant me, because I ain't having it.
yeah, you will.
Ooh, you want to struggle snuggle?
Ooh. Ooh. Let's get the kit.
Well, I don't need the kid. I'm going to be keeping all of it.
Oh, that's fine. Selfish.
Once, well, once it's in there, I mean,
You are selfish.
yeah, I know. But I'm also vain.
You
Well,
know, this is why Dad left.
oh,
Yeah.
hmm,
And on that note,
my dad did leave.
that sucks. Is that why you talked to him about why you're Jewish?
Shut up. Don't ruin my lie.
I'm sorry.
Shut up. God, you know what?
Shut your face. You
Shut
shut your
your
face when you talk to me.
shut your handsome face.
You shut your mouth when you talk to me.
You shut your mouth when you talk.
Mum's the word.
Mum. That's the noise I make when I'm having sex. That would be so creepy. Mum, mum, mum. I'd be like, "Are you saying mum?"
No,
Is
it'd be
that
like Austin Powers. Mole. Mole. Mole, mole, mole.
Oh my God, we are so old. Okay. Well, that was it. Thank you for joining me tonight, Commodore. That was an enlightening and fun conversation.
Lighthearted. Yes.
Hmm.
As is tradition.
As is
Hopefully our
tradition.
viewers enjoy it.
I'm pretty sure they will. I know that this there was no struggle in this snuggle. There's
No,
this.
no struggle snuggle.
Well, you have a lovely evening, and listeners out there, really send us your pictures, join the conversation. We're here. We want to talk, and I know, speaking to for myself specifically, my ears, my mind, and my legs are wide open. So just
It's true. He does it for
enter,
everybody.
enter if you dare.
Yeah, it's like a big cave. There's a bear at the other end.
It's like the Stranger the Candy. It's like a cellar down there, all damp and mildewy.
Yeah, have you ever seen the new It? Yeah,
Hmm.
that's the inside of King's ass.
Yeah, and I do have a giant spider that shoots light out of its eyes that comes out every so often. It's kind of
Oh,
odd.
that's cute. Yeah.
Yeah, I nicknamed him Cheesy.
Oh, you mean for the joke? Oh, oh,
No, because he smells like cheese.
oh.
He smells like cheese.
Jeez.
Yeah. Schmagma. Okay, we gotta stop. Good night.